All right, today we're going to talk about section 3.2, which is solving two-step equations. And as you'll notice right here on the, we have the steps for that. So step one, whenever we're solving a two-step equation, there's going to be two steps. The first thing you're going to want to do is you want to isolate the variable and the coefficient by adding or subtracting your constant to the opposite side. Okay, so you're going to want to get that away from your variable. Okay, and then the last step in these, the second step, all right, is just you're going to solve for the variable by multiplication or division. Most times it will be division. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to use these two steps right here to solve two-step equations. Okay, like I have been showing you. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw this line in just so we can separate my left-hand side from my right-hand side of my equation. Okay, step one, what we want to do first, all right, is we want to go ahead and isolate the variable by adding or subtracting your constant. So we see we have a plus 14, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract 14. Always do the opposite and subtract 14 here. Okay? Now when you do that, you have not used your 3n, so you just bring that down. So you have 3n, 14 minus 14 cancels out, and 3n equals 35 minus 14 right here. You're going to end up with 21. Okay? So we went ahead, let's put a check next to this. We went ahead and we did step number one of getting my constant out of there. Okay? Step two, solve for the variable by multiplication or division. What you'll notice in this one, in between the 3 and the n, there is multiplication there. So we do the opposite of what we see. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide by 3. Now you'll notice I did not divide by 3n because that would cancel out my variable. You just divide by the coefficient in front of n. Okay? And whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. Now, your 3's will go ahead and they'll cancel out. So you're actually left with n on this side equals, and then you do 21 divided by 3 would give me 7. Okay? Let's try another example. Let's move over here to number 3. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to erase this. All right, so I'm going to erase that check mark right there. All right, I'm going to go back to the pen. All right, and I'm going to stick with, I'll start with red. Draw my line. Okay, so I'm separating my equation, left side, right side. This one is a little bit different because your x, your variable, is on the right side instead of the left side. Okay, but it's still going to follow the same procedures. So, step one. Isolate the variable by adding or subtracting your constant to the opposite side. So on this left-hand side over here, the constant that is with your negative x is a 9, and this is a positive 9. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do the opposite. We're going to subtract 9 here and subtract 9 here. All right? 14 minus 9 would give me 5. And you always want to start on the left-hand side. Okay, it's like reading a book. You always start your equation on the left-hand side like reading a sentence. Okay, bring down your equal sign. Positive 9, negative 9, that goes to 0. And then you bring down all of this, which is a negative x. All right, now we all know that in front of this x, there is always going to be a 1 here. So really there's a negative 1. All right, so let's move to step 2, which is solving the variable by multiplication or division. Since we have multiplication here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do division. So we're going to divide by not just 1, but we're going to divide by negative 1 here, and we're going to divide by negative 1 here. Okay? All right, 5 divided by a negative 1, a positive divided by a negative is a negative answer, and 5 divided by 1 would give me 5 equals your negative 1 cancel out, and you're left with x. All right? So negative 5 equals x, or we could write this as x equals negative 5. I would go ahead and accept either way. Okay? Some other examples here I want you to go ahead and take a look at would be like number 7 would be a good example. All right? Because in this one we actually have p, and instead of having a leading coefficient this time, we're actually dividing by 6, which I guess you could say is a leading coefficient of 1/6, but we're not going to think about it that way. So draw your line, follow step 1, get the constant out of there. minus 9, minus 9. When you do that, you bring down this. P divided by 6, because a fraction means divided. That bar right there, the vinculum, is a division sign. So P divided by 6 is equal to 5. All right? Opposite of what we see here to get my variable alone. So instead of divided by 6, we're going to multiply this side by 6, which means then we're going to multiply this side by 6 over here. Multiplication and division will cancel each other out. So we're left with P is equal to 30. These are two-step equations. All right, make sure you follow both steps for solving all of these problems. Thank you.